Marijuana by name. Ganja flowing through my vein, going to my brain.
It's like this, it's like this. When you sleepy, I wonder why. It must be the high grade in your eyes. You look like you're about to fight. You high grade. I don't care what I say. We're gonna burn it in the grade. Black blood alone smoke a whole saute. Out this high grade.
So me say ganja me smoke every day. 15, 16 spliff a day. Good purple skunk from me as say. Move out of my way, me make me weed entry. But I'm weed a bun more than a century. Go and farm a man, just go and farm me. And one ganja man, just go and plant it. Cause every time you do that, you do it for me.
When you look sleepy, I wonder why. It must be the high grade in your eye. When you look like you're about to fight. This high
I just got some smoking and take up your wings, youth man, and fly like a bird high in the sky, and let them know that you are conquering lion, coming from the tribe of Judah. Some bad boys that don't have no roots and culture, leave them alone, them a go burn in a fire. Fire. I don't forget my things to that year. I feel it to die like a night. I don't forget my things to that year. I feel it to die like a night. If it wasn't for my foolish pride, baby, you'd be right by my side. And still I just can't deny that it should have been, could have been love. Alright. But I never promise you no roses. Valentine's chocolates and I don't think of roses. Me don't hear about the talk, say you have the little things we don't. I know I recognize it. But I never meant to break your heart. The heart broken at the process. I wish I never was so smart. The time has come to pass. Every moment I remember now I said right. Baby, I've been hurting inside ever since you walked out my life. Still I just can't hide that this should have been love. Alright. If it wasn't for my foolish pride, baby, you'd be right by my side. And still I just can't deny that it should have been, could have been love. Alright. Could it have been the car when me drive? Or could it have been the herb fish in no life? I dream me day, I should have late at night. Make you feel so me, I keep another life. Since you never stay, because the snake will I snake of emergency. Because the snake I snake my father left me from the swing. Sirens from the street, shot scenes. Police and soul upon the sea, yeah. Sirens from the street, shot scenes. Sirens from the street, shot scenes. Police and soul upon the sea, sirens from the street, shot scenes. Just like mama cooking pot, TNT get hot. Sophisticated weapons get away from them black. Beat them like a shot, giant and lick it back. Trade union workers, government, them attack. That cause a state of emergency. Because a state because a state of emergency. Because it's negative, I stay with my love in a BNC. Simon finally got nothing
them in a soldier, upon them in a consumers, and pray upon the youth them innocence. Brainwash education, television and religion are the tools of Babylon implement. Corrupting judge and children, they are the reason we want Babylon from season to season. Hey, they want to come for them and come make we chant him down with great power and sound. Judge children, they are the reason we want Babylon from season to season. Hey, they want to come for them and come make we chant him down with great power and sound.
I'm keeping it real. So we are live, we live and let's live. So we are live, I'm keeping it real. So real, yeah. So we are live, we live and it's big. As a man, you must be able to find work and put food on the table. There's no time to sit around to play the fool or be a clown. In the game there's no player haters, real hustlers and gold diggers. Now I've no time to watch the face. Them kind of people don't have no place. I'm keeping it real. We live and let's live. So we are live. I'm keeping it real. So real, yeah. So we live and let's live. As we say, life's what you make it. You have a plan, you got to reach it. You work hard, you must get paid to live good for another day. Ease up, no bother with the tension, no bother with the stress. I said to ease up, we are dealing with progress. Peace and love and happiness. I said to ease up, we don't need no commotion, cause everything is God blessed. I said to ease up, no bother try to pressure me, and that is where I rest. Cause I remember when me had a yammy, me used to run dance club and party. And outside of this club, them treat them hostility. Them can't bring that on we. Rubber dubber every day, I promise still down. The DJ round the mic and him a keep the place strong. Now bother come here so like you are rating star. You can't bring that on we. Me say to ease up, no bother with the tension. I say no bother with the stress. I say to ease up, we are dealing with progress. I say love and happiness. I say to ease up, we no need no commotion, cause everything is God blessed. I say to ease up, no bother try to question me, that is where I'm next. I know the time is getting late, like balance in the rain. I strive to get my children fed, meanwhile my shoes are begging rain. Yes, I know that times are hard.
What's up, fam? What's going on? All right, there we go. What up, y'all? What's going on? Let me get I was looking at the wrong screen, but let me get a more, I don't know, I guess a more aesthetic photo. I'm gonna talk about a couple of things tonight, bro. All right, we're gonna briefly get on this, and this is gonna lead into a few things. But look, what's going on? Just as you step in the building, hit the like button. Like the program. Likes don't cost too much. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. Subscribe to this program, or at least subscribe to some of the information I give you. And you'll get notified, obviously. Okay? And share the program, especially if you're a content creator. Let me just give some shout outs in the building. I can go down here. I'm looking at a couple of things right now. Yeah, let's just go in. Empress Kia, what's going on? Jay, what's up? Danny Brown, Future Vision, Keith Weston. I heard something interesting about you, Keith Weston, in another live. It's It's about somebody who's leading the charge against Pan-Africanism. Okay, a dude when his wife, that you had a pretty, you know, you didn't have a pleasant situation with them, but, you know, I just found it kind of strange. Black Anonymous, of course, what's going on. Yeah, you know, I just wanted to go ahead and speak on this because Dominique, what's up? Adam B, you know, I hope I said your name. What's going on? Ados Wave is at best unserious and at worst a front for something more insidious. And the right wing of Pan-Africanism that Umar represents is no better. I'm here for the jokes. Actually, it's very interesting how these two collided. And this is all, see, it's a good, quick admission. This Umar and Yvette thing, it's actually going to be a gateway into speaking about other things, including Lynn and Honor. All right? And just some other things that have come up. I'm unfortunately going to have to shortly, you know, I'm not going to spend too much time on that dude, but, you know, I'm going to have to address Tifus. You know, I'm not going to spend too much time on him, but just, you know, him and No Logic I'm going to speak on shortly as well. That dude, everybody over there is weird. But see, just quickly with them, they don't want to answer and deal with any real questions. I mean, we've already established this. Just, you know, I'll deal with them later. But yeah, let's just start with Yvette for a second, because Yvette, let's go, yeah, let me go here first. I guess this is the best way to go. Because what happened is Yvette did a show on your boy. Hold on, I should be showing her picture. Yeah, there you go. She did a show on your boy, Umar Johnson. Now, there's a lot of things on that are pretty significant, all right? One of the reasons is that this isn't the first time she spoke on Umar Johnson. All right? Now, as you can see, she is all, you know, Captain America, wrapped in the flag. So a lot of y'all may have remembered this picture. She got dragged for it, okay? This was back in 2017. She did this. So this was right after Trump got elected, and she got dragged hard for it. Now, you would wonder why all these people who claim to be Black American and, you know, this is my country and we built it. We created the flag. Yeah, I've heard that as well. Why would you spit in this woman's face for wearing a flag that you are so desperately trying to claim right now? All right. That right there shows you how much of a scam not only this has become, but I mean, we knew FBA. I mean, Tariq, that whole shit, everything he's done was a full scam. But he finds himself wrapped around the American flag, and black people have always felt away with Old Glory. All right? None of us rocked the flag. You're not doing it now. Let me ask you something. When you see these FBA cats, right, and ADOS cats, how come you don't see them wrapped up in the flag like this? Why? All right? I don't understand. Why is it that you're so ashamed? How come you don't have to be out there with the trumpets, but how come you don't do some rally and walk around in American gear? You see, and I'm always hearing how, well, Caribbeans come here and they're always repping their flag, and, you know, Africans come and they rep their flag, blah, blah, blah. But you've been here and You've never repped it. Someone said something very funny. Actually, I got to play this. I got to play this. I got to play this. I'm going to find it. I'm just going to show you just how foolish we can. It's the FBA crowd, but the ADOS crowd birthed FBA. You birthed them. All right. So I can't let you off the hook with this. But I'm going to play something. You know, I guess it's somebody who was basically dick riding Tariq Nasheed. And I found this very interesting what this person said. Let me go down. Go down. No, not this. Not this. Hold on. You know, I gotta admit, I don't know if this is because I'm wearing a mask, but I've been having shortness of breath lately for some reason, you know? Now, I've gained a little, I haven't gained like massive, weight during this COVID time, but I know that when I take off the mask, I don't have shortness of breath. So I don't know if it has to do with the mask or what have you. This said makes up history points and promotes column. No, that's not it. Actually, this may be it. Hold on. I want to play this because I want you to hear. It's a short part of this clip, but I have to play it because the dude said something that was so laughable and should just kill this whole argument, this anti-immigrant argument. Hold on. Let me turn it down. Hold on a second. Peace to everybody that's walked into the building. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all right. Is this it?
They've always looked at us as a different group from them. All of these other groups.
This is the pimp.
Scrambling and whining now. All of these other groups have always looked at us, foundational Black Americans, as different from them. They've always done that. And whenever something is positive, that goes out the window. If they get all the Trinidadians, boy, they show their true colors. Like, hey, no, that's our culture. Don't you touch our culture. While we wait on Miss Kelly, we'll get Shine the Black on here.
New York City, and there was a black male.
Hold on. You think I should get a check? Yeah, maybe I should. See what's going on with it. Let me go down. That wasn't it. It was a dude. It was a full male dick rider. Let me go down here. Hold on. I'll find it. I saw it here before. I know they didn't erase this shit either. Come on. I hate when this happens. Hold on. Fuck. Is this it? No. I don't know what could be causing that. Like I said, it's just sometimes it's bit of a shortness of breath. Hold on. Shit. But basically in this video, a guy called in to Tariq, right? And he was breaking down when the immigrants came here. And he said back in the 60s, okay, there was like 0.6 or something immigrants that came here into the United States. All right? 0.6. This was back in the 60s. All right? Blacks have been here for hundreds of years before that. So if you just have, I'd say, like 0.6 or some crazy number like that have come into America, how is that a threat to Black Americans? How's that a threat to Black Americans? You have to tell me. If I can find this shit. Tariq G checks himself pocket watching. Man, I hate when. Could it be Aboriginal? No. Let me see this.
Male on the
describe themselves or their people. The nation to being black, Negro, and colored.
Okay, hold on.
It talks about information, and it's all false. In my ideas of how we already been so
happens, and it's a black person, no matter where the black person's from, they're just
They
black.
group them together.
They
Yeah.
group, but yeah,
This is
then
aboriginal
it becomes,
power.
how come you black people, you black?
Please. The bottom line, but yeah, y'all gotta explain this. Y'all gotta start making this make sense. All right? You gotta start making this make sense. If so few immigrants were here, how were they a threat? How did they destroy everything? Why are you going after immigrants right now if so few of them came into the country? Even right now, there aren't there isn't a significant amount of black immigrants who've come into this country and hurt you. So I don't understand. Well, I understand. He's just a fraud. But I can't find it unless that dude. I hate when people put shit up. Don't be pussies out here. I mean, leave your shit up there, especially if you say something significant. Just leave your shit up there, man. Totally bitch made. All right, but whatever. But down and whatever. Yeah, these guys are clowns. Anyway, let me go back into the chat, see what y'all are doing. What's up, Annie Storm? What's going on? Yeah, none of that makes sense, man. But why? I don't understand. Maybe I can find it in my history. I don't understand black folk who are blaming black immigrants, and ain't too many black immigrants here to begin with. And I broke down all the white immigrants that own teams. They own whole sports teams, and you have no smoke for them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just make it make sense. Seriously. Oh, wait a minute. Could this be it? Come on.
Christopher
And
Columbus.
let me stop.
A racist perception.
A black Aboriginal person.
She's just... Tariq is a full Aboriginal right now, man. That's the funny thing. But let me play something. Let me just go to Yvette Carnell. Let's just start with her. And Yvette, by the way, who absolutely obliterated Tariq Nasheed. Obliterated him. But she's now going after Umar Johnson. All right? Why is this important? It's important because of this. Some of y'all probably don't go back as far as the Umar saga. A lot of you are starting now with Lennon Honor. You think that Lennon's just going after this dude, and somehow Lennon is the reason why Umar can't get those trap bandos running. Well, if you go back with Umar, some of y'all remember this interview right here. All right? This interview was in 2016. This was 2017, excuse me. All right? This was 2 years after his first time on The Breakfast Club. All right? The Breakfast Club, 2015, they don't just invite anyone on The Breakfast Club. So if they invited him on 2015, this is 7 years ago, right? Umar was already pretty much a big enough star to get booked on The Breakfast Club. Word is he's going to be on there for his, I guess, 7th time now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he'll be on there for his 7th time later in a couple of months. So The Breakfast Club doesn't mind inviting this dude on, obviously. But on that Breakfast Club interview, he told Charlemagne and Envy and Angela when she wanted to listen to him that he collected $500,000. You can go check the interview for himself. $500,000 at that time in 2015. So he was making his rounds. He was still pretty popular. You know, he was, the stripper gate that had happened and everything, whatever. But 2 years later, he finds himself from Roland Martin. All right. And Roland, asked him a couple of questions, significant questions. And on Roland, he said a few things like he was of the loin of Frederick Douglass, which I don't know what the fuck that means, but that's what he said. He's of the loin of Frederick Douglass. He also said that he collected over $750,000. Well, turns out Roland, brought him on, but he had an agenda. All right. Roland basically ambushed him in this interview. And I don't rock with Umar at all, but I got to keep it real. He got ambushed in that interview. It was basically Umar versus 3 people. All right. And Umar handled himself very, very well. All right. He caught him by surprise. He called someone a coon like he always does. And ironically, in this interview, now that you're looking back, Roland was actually right to ask the questions he asked. But at the time, a lot of people rode for Umar. Because Roland is a fairly popular platform. They saw what Roland did. Everybody dragged Roland. I believe this one right here, this looks like the Black Authority who dragged him. But Lovely T, the big gossip blogger, she dragged him. Sonetta dragged him. All the big people, Tariq, of course, all the big people dragged Roland Martin for this interview. Dragged him. All right. And Umar, basically, all he had to do was take that goodwill and kind of run with it. And that people gave him sympathy checks as well. All right. Well, one of the other people who went after Roland was Yvette Carnell. And she gave her take on the show. And let me just play what she said about Umar and what she said about Roland. All right, there's no sound on her shit. Come on.
Right, and that's access to capital. Okay, so but we gonna get to that. If you go to this whole everything he said on the Breakfast Club created the space for him to go onto the Roland Martin show and have another conversation. Okay, now you can go to that clip 2, clip 2 and 3, clip 2. This created another conversation. Now let me just say this. I think part of the problem that we're having is not only how people feel about Umar, but like the conversation that we're having about him is problematic. And there are a number of reasons why. And I just think, for my part, that this discussion and this controversy that's going on, because I go on Twitter right now and black people are going at each other about Umar. Some people are like, he's a clown. He's stupid. He's a clown hotep. Get your black hotep. Some people are like, y'all don't, Dr. Umar's the truth, and y'all ain't gonna realize the truth until Umar's gone. So we have like this infighting. And so part of the thing that I'm trying to assess, as opposed to just taking sides right now, is trying to assess, why do we have this problem? Why do we have this issue? That's what I'm trying to understand. As I thought to myself, when I thought about this is a great time to discuss. This is a great time to have a conversation about black leadership and about some of the holes and some of the ways that we have to assess black leadership. Now, if you go to clip number 3, Something happened. Let me tell you.
I would say this isn't fair. The problem is you're not telling any. I don't see any lie. I don't see a lie.
I just want to show you what black leadership ain't.
Yeah, like maybe he was photoshopped in that picture.
No, put it up so they know what we're talking about.
All right, so
that's what black leadership is not. So the first problem I have.
She's showing this picture right here. This is what she's showing.
into this is that Roland Martin
He was set
is
up.
not a black leader. Roland Martin is not a black leader. He is not somebody who has the interest. He has the interest of Democrats at heart and black Democrats at heart. That's a problem.
He's meeting with the candidate for the president of the United States.
No.
He's a black man meeting. So you're telling me he's not a leader? He's meeting with a woman who could be a leader of the free world.
He's dancing with her. He's dancing with her. That's not leadership. That's Donna Brazil's boy right there. That's not leadership. That's not leadership. So what I have the first part, my problem is how are you gonna take on Umar and you're not gonna take on this guy right here? He invited him on. Now hold on. So he invited Dr. Umar onto the show. He invited Umar onto the show, and basically, I told somebody it was 3-1, but basically it was 4-1 because it looked to me that Roland Martin was on the side of everybody else who was like, how could you be this way, Umar? What's wrong with you? What you don't understand is that when you say to Umar, what's wrong with you, you're saying to black people, what's wrong with you, because black people built Umar. It might not be all black people, but what you have to understand is that this is a man who came up organically in the black community. How many people can say that?
You?
Yeah, but not like his. I ain't raised $700,000.
That's true.
So you have to understand that by lambasting this person, you are lambasting everyone who built him. I don't know a lot of people who grew organically in the black community. Most of the people that we see on MSNBC and NBC did not come organically in the black community. They were given to us. They were appointed as our leaders or as our spokespeople by white media. So even in that sense, I know that Roland Martin initially wrote for a black paper. I know that. But he got his notoriety and everybody made him a household name at CNN. I don't know who those people were on that panel. If you had that clip, put it up. I don't know who the people were on the panel that were like.
I have a question for you though.
What's
so
that?
if you get Hillary Clinton on your show, you're not going to teach her how to dance?
I don't care about that.
Oh.
Like I don't care. I only care about policies. What policies do you have that are good or beneficial for the black community, for the African American community in this country? What policies do you have that are going to benefit us? I want to talk about that and that alone. I'm not dancing with you. I don't do that.
The $1 million question is, if Umar Johnson has a one-on-one with Hillary Clinton, is he going to teach her how to dance? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think that's
so.
why people respect him more than they respect Roland. Now, I'm not saying people, Yvette's on Umar's team. I'm not on anybody's team. I'm going to tell you some ways that I disagree with him too. But stop. You get credit for organically coming up in your community. Ain't nobody made him. That money that he's going to be on Roland's show and all that came from black people.
That's a hard thing to do.
It's a hard thing to get $700,000. He said he got on that show. He said he got $700,000. We knew he raised $400,000. It's a hard thing to get that much money from people who don't have money. So when we don't have big money like that, we're working class poor. That means that you have a significant number of people who believe in you. That means that those people don't believe in the people who are on that panel. They don't believe in Roland. They don't believe in these people that they never heard of, or who got these government jobs or whatever that they never heard of. They don't believe in you. You don't get to criticize somebody when they have a base and you don't have a base. You don't have a base. So you first need to understand what he's saying that's getting people on his side, that's rallying African Americans. Yeah. You need to understand that instead of being condescending. The worst thing about that whole back and forth, when he said whatever he said about interracial marriage, Umar, that she said you're smarter than that. That's not how you address somebody. That's a condescending, and that's why people don't like, a lot of times, don't want to deal with academics. That's why people don't want to deal with the professional class, because you think you know more and you think everybody's stupid, and you think because somebody goes to a job and they don't have 3 degrees or 2 degrees, you think they stupid, and people pick up on that. Oh, Umar actually does have those degrees, but he don't talk like that. He talk back and forth regular. He don't try to be better than. He don't try to be condescending. Maybe you should try that sometime. And so when I look at that, I see a bunch of kind of condescending people, and that just made Umar's point. That just made his point. And so what I'm looking at, and I mean, another thing, Roland was, even in terms of how Roland handled that interview, he was wrong. I mean, you're gonna let this person call Umar a liar, but you're gonna say you don't get to use the word coon. I'm not a fan of the word. I'm not a fan of any of that. But one insult begets another. So the whole thing was just the whole setup was just kind of weird and unfair. Okay, that's what I was looking at. And so I'm looking at this, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the deal? Like, and like, where do I come down in terms of what I think about what Dr. Umar says? Like, how, I mean, what do, you know, and I said, you know, because people have been asking me that for a while, and I think it's time that, you know, I kind of at least take a moment to address where we agree and where we don't agree, on what I think he gets right and what I think he gets wrong. And
you see that, folks? Folks, that was back in 2017. That was 2017 when Yvette Carnell was caping for Umar Johnson. All right? That was 2017. She was a fairly big platform then, right? And that was one of the good ones. But not only her, though. I just want to, actually, someone else came to mind. See this chick right here? Y'all know who this is? Y'all know who this is right here? This chick goes by the name of Lovely T. You know, she's this big, you know, she's like Tasha K's rival, you know, big YouTuber. All right? Hundreds of thousands of female fans. Hundreds of thousands of female fans with, of course, you know, which of course is Umar's bread and butter. Single mothers, that's her fan base. Listen to what she says about this same interview.
We are gathered here today to...
Hold on.
One, which is on TV One. And I've met Roland Martin before. We got a chance to meet him at the Million Man March. You know, he's a pretty nice guy. He's also liked a few of my tweets. He's liked a few of my videos. When I did the video about him and Wendy Williams.
I want to make sure.
I mean, just let that sink in like that.
Hold on.
We go on to the next section of the interview, and then the camera pans out. All of a sudden, there's 3 extra people with Roland Martin.
Hold on. Here it is.
Everything, it was definitely a chess match watching them, okay? And then on top of that, as Umar is, you know, answering questions, Roland is very short with him. He's basically trying to get him to speed it up. Then all of a sudden, we go on to the next section of the interview, and then the camera pans out. All of a sudden, there's 3 extra people with Roland Martin. And I'm like, who the hell are these people? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? I don't watch TV One like that. I don't know who Lauren is. I didn't know who Eugene was. I don't know these people. And the older gentleman, I didn't know who he was. The only people I knew was Umar Johnson and Roland Martin. Judge me if you want to. I have no idea who these other 3 people were, okay? So anyhow, so now they start talking about the whole interracial thing. And they're asking Umar Johnson, they're like, you know, what is your deal with interracial marriage? You know, why are you talking about interracial marriage? Is this a bad thing? Like, it's a bad thing. And Umar Johnson's like, you know what? If you're dating somebody who is not of your same ethnicity, it's going to be very hard for me to respect you. So then, of course, Roland Martin plays the whole, well, what about Harry Belafonte? What about Sidney Poitier? What about, you know, just naming all these random black men who are not with black women as if that justifies anything just because they were part of the so-called movement. And Umar Johnson's like, I'm not saying that I don't respect them. I'm just saying it's hard for me to respect them because how can you be pro-black but sleep white? And I'm so grateful that he said that. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's like the biggest hypocrisy. And that's what I don't like about a lot of these fake pro-blacks. You know, they want to act like they're so pro-black. And, you know, even if my child is biracial, my child is still black because it comes from the black man's ball sack. It's like, dude, please have a tall glass to shut the fuck up. Your child is not black. Your child is biracial, okay? They have a white parent and a black parent. That does not equal
Let's
black,
move this
okay?
up when she was...
And he, you know, addressed that situation as well. So all these people seem to be very, very smart. But the fact that you have all these people in a room and the biggest discussion the biggest thing that Roland Martin decides to focus on is interracial marriage. I mean, just let that sink in. Like, that was the main discussion. This is what they got so heated over. Interracial marriage. When you have way bigger fish to fry in the black community, you have black folks out here still dying, still getting shot, poverty, water in Flint, Michigan. There's so many things that are going on in the black community, and Roland Martin decides to make the focus on interracial dating. This entire display to me was just disgusting. I want you guys to go ahead and watch the snippet really quick, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Black people.
Yeah, so basically, here goes another big platform that got behind Umar Johnson.
I mean, you're pissed. Bitch, if you don't have several damn seats, how the hell are you mad about what he's saying? Be mad if he's saying he only wants to date white women. He's actually saying he wants to date black women. He wants to see black men with black women. He wants to see strong black families. And you're sitting here pressed. I mean, this whole situation was just an embarrassment. And then you got the dude in the pink tie, Eugene, or whatever the hell his name is. He want to pipe up and be her Sunday quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And so he calls himself jumping in the fray and calling Umar Johnson a liar. And then when Umar Johnson retaliates and calls him a coon, then all of a sudden Roland Martin wants to puff his chest up and get mad. Hold up, Roland Martin. Now, you know you're wrong for that, okay? Now, I also do not like the word coon. It's annoying. It's overused, and people use it whenever they disagree with you. If you have just basic common sense, if I don't think that every fucking white person in the world is the devil, I'm a coon, I'm a bedwench, whatever. I hate words like that as well. But how are you checking Umar Johnson for using the word coon, but you're not checking your little cohort for calling him a liar? That's just as disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that your little minions can jump down his throat, call him a liar, talk to him condescending, and then when he gives it back, all of a sudden you want to wag your finger at him?
So that's just, small amount, folks. I just want to show you, and this way precedes Lennon and a lot of other people. I'm gonna get to Lennon in a second because obviously he fits into all of this, but this just shows you how much support Umar had. All right. This is just a snippet of how much support Umar had. Let me just go check out the chat, see what's going on in the chat right now. Hold on a second. Let me turn this down, homie. Let me turn this down. Back of book, what's going on? Just call me KG, what's going on? Danny Brown. Termatos is not respectable. No, because what that means is that your origin is slavery. That's really what it means. All right? Ada, I don't know how you can be proud of that term. I'm just going to keep it a buck. American descendants of slaves. Okay? Slaves preceded that. I mean, it makes no sense. Unlovely T. I don't know why you would say that, bro. All right? She's a pretty woman. Yeah. Zombie looking. Yeah. Yvette versus Boyce. Yeah, Yvette is, she buck heads with a lot of people. She's wrong about all in part, okay, are easy targets. But here's the point, though, all right? This happened in 2017, folks, all right? Way before, and you can imagine Umar had gotten a ton of cash infusion from that interview. Well, 4 years go past, all right? Because a lot of y'all goes after people for going after Umar, not just Lennon, but, anyone who goes after Umar too much, leave him alone, stop messing with him. Why are you going after a brother? Why are you going after one man? Why can't you unite with the brother? Blah, 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 blah. Well, Yvette did this in 2017, all right? Said nothing about Umar. With all the fuckery that Umar's done over the years, said nothing about Umar Johnson, all right? Kept quiet. Locked horns with other people, Boyce Watkins, Claude Anderson. She went after, which surprised me, Tariq, who, go on to YouTube and just type in Tariq Yvette. She completely dissects this dude. All right? But fast forward, it is now 2022. Here's what she thinks about Umar now. Umar's been talking, this is back in the night, this is 3 days ago. Umar's been talking a long time. He's been talking about building a long time. That's all he's ever gonna do. He can't be quiet long enough to effectively do anything else. That limelight is a killer. Them cameras seduce. All right? Here's Yvette again. They're dead. I think this was a long... replying to this. Okay, so I guess, what is this? One of Umar's dick riders? Let's see. Yeah. Here it is. This is Tony Russell. This was... Yeah. This was part of the tweet that Yvette based her show on. Okay? Well, let's just read the tweet. Basically, Yvette got triggered by this tweet. All right? Now, I've said before about people who say to leave a dude alone, let him do his thing. Why are we harassing the brother? Well, one of the reasons, because a lot of people are getting back on the drag Lennon train again. One of the reasons why I don't give a shit how much Lennon drags Umar, because if I don't want to watch him, I don't watch him. Because people stop watching and calling out these dudes, right? You go about your way, but the problem is these guys still keep doing what they're doing. And eventually, if you don't open your mouth, they're going to stroll into your neighborhood. What happened to common sense? Stop talking about Umar, which is fine. Listen, he's trying to build his crypto school, among other things. He's moved on to other things. He's put out enough solid content where if you have a brain, you can say, all right, Umar's pretty much scamming. If you have a brain. So a lot of y'all don't have brains. But he had stopped. He said, I'm going to move away from Umar. A year goes by. 2 years goes by. All of a sudden, he gets word that Umar is bringing up crypto. And somehow Umar, who doesn't even know how to build a school, who doesn't know how to put together curriculum, who doesn't know how to manage money, obviously, unless he's handing out money to whores and for allegedly drugs. Well, let's just say drugs. You don't act the way he does and not be on something. But all of a sudden, he finds his way into his neighborhood of crypto, which forced him to go out and put out another video, which was about a month ago, attacking all the bullshit that Umar put out. Because when you leave a guy like this, his followers are still going to come. His minions are going to listen to whatever he says, no matter if he's wrong or not. And now you got to douse out the fire. Well, Yvette Carnell, her specialty is politics. She left Umar alone. 2018, 2019, 2020, 21. Here we are, 22, and here's Umar Johnson. Now, this looks like an old clip, all right? And this is about the LGBT, and, Yvette is, part of the LGBT, right? She is. But here's the tweet that kind of set her off and got the show. It says, well, let's just look at what does Umar have to say. It's basically, you're not going to hear this anyway. Can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear this? Yes or no? Just put some ones up if you can hear it. If you can, I'll just move it into the next browser. Let me put it in this browser. Fuck it. Hopefully this comes up. Okay. Let's play it in this browser. You'll hear it then. Let's put it in this browser and you shall hear it then. I guess if you're not in the browser, you can't hear it. Let me turn this down or shorten. Okay. Okay. Let's listen to what set Yvette off. This tweet says LGBT was a CIA creation to topple the black agenda of MLK. And obviously you guys know about this, Bayard Rustin and so on, blah, blah, blah. LGBT and feminism, while necessary, came about as a way to get black people agenda out of the spotlight, and it's done so successfully ever since. Things aren't getting worse for blacks as a collective globally. So let's listen to Umar talk.
That it was depathologized by the American Psychiatric Association in the early 70s. This was in direct response to the agenda to destroy black civil rights. Let us be clear. Dr. King was a genius because Dr. King was able to keep the black agenda at the forefront of American public discussion. No other black leader since King, regardless of what people think of him, was able to keep the black agenda at the forefront of American public discussion. King did that. In order to crush the Black Power movement, they had to find another movement to replace it. Feminism has helped to push the black agenda to the side. LBGTism has helped to push the black agenda to the side. And as you said, I love all my brothers and sisters. Gay, straight, whatever box you in, you still family. But I can agree to disagree with your behavior if it contradicts the best interests of our community. The question asked, can Don Lemon or any other prominent homosexual African-American brother or African-American lesbian sister be the forefront of the black movement for liberation? My answer is no. And the reason my answer is no is twofold. Number one, the LBGT movement was created to crush and eclipse the black agenda. So if you belong and identify publicly and proudly with the movement that is a government creation to crush the authenticity of the black liberation struggle, how can you serve two masters? That doesn't mean you can't be used or cannot work for the best interests of your people, but you cannot lead it, because that means you run the risk of co-opting our best interests for the best interests of the LBGT platform. So no, you can't. And second, more importantly for me, black children look up to us as spokespersons. So when a black boy looks up to a homosexual black male, for me, there's a little bit of a problem in that, because I want him to see in manhood the need to love a black woman. And if he sees a black man loving another male, then if that man is his role model, he might begin to accept and even explore the type of relationship that's being role modeled for him. So for us to protect our community, where only 1 out of every 4 black women gets married, they're the last married and the first divorced. Most black women will never get a husband. Most of our children are doomed to live their childhood in single parenting homes. If we want to kill that, then there's no way we can validate homosexuality as a relationship option in the black.
Now, listen, a lot of hypocrisy with Umar, all right? Tons of hypocrisy. We know what it is, all right? But the point is, he doesn't love black women. He lusts after them, all right? So, and he's not married, and we get that all of it. See, he has the rhetoric, and I've said this forever. He's got the rhetoric. He just doesn't live by it, but he knows who his audience is. But anyway, this clearly set her off, all right? And the show was based on, James Baldwin. And one of her stickler points was, who do I want, James Baldwin or Umar Johnson? All right? Bayard Rustin, Barbara Jordan, not very popular names in the conscious community. James Baldwin, people do like, but see, this is one of the talking points Umar uses to get people going. But the point is, this obviously grabbed Yvette. All right? He says, be careful here. Are we better off without James Baldwin, Lorraine Hansberry, Bayard Rustin, Barbara Jordan? Stop excluding people from the tribe, then rallying against them for selling out the tribe.
That it was.
And he said his points are valid and hold merit. Who and what are they today? It relates to the black struggle. So this is obviously an Umar sport. So then Yvette goes, they're dead. And each one of the people mentioned holds 1,000,000 times more importance than both you and Umar. Whew. This really triggered her. There's a special place in hell for Negroes who sit around telling everybody else what role they cannot take in their own community. Just hot breath. She mentioned that a lot. She used that term a lot, hot breath. Yeah, but again, It'd be one thing if Umar was building something and came sincerely with those. Because, see, this is a talking point Umar uses as an excuse not to build the school. Well, the LGBT, the alphabet community, they don't want me to teach this type of stuff. So they're going to stop me from building the school. You got to keep sending money, brothers and sisters. We need more and more money. That's a talking point that he uses. Let's go down for a second. It says, everyone who said something about the injustices of black people stopped a black person. So this guy's all in, stopped a black person from being done wrong has impact worth, no matter what they're known for, blah, blah, blah. As far as a special place in hell, you wouldn't know who's been delivered or on a mission from a place of condemnation like that. I've climbed way too high for a spell like that to be cast on me. Let's just go down. Is she saying more? No, but let's just see. Yvette and Umar. I want to just get in because there were other quotes as well. Carnell and Umar Johnson. I know she said some other stuff. But yeah. Let's see. Yvette Carnell. If you really care about blackness, there's definitely a lot to learn. Pete and shit you watch on Umar Johnson, blah, blah, blah. Claims her group and Umar Johnson have same enemies. A couple of weeks ago, this February 20th, Johnson complained of people organizing events. Okay. So this is when she was rolling with Umar. This is an old picture, as you can see. This isn't her handle anymore. A couple of weeks ago, Dr. Umar complained about people. Oh, who does that sound like, folks? Wait a minute. Hey, let me highlight this. Who does that sound like, folks? You know who she's talking about. And I never co-sign that, by the way. Umar's gonna fall on his own sword. So I never co-sign that. A couple of weeks ago, Dr. Umar Johnson complained about people writing, event organizers, having speeches and panels canceled. So when I read this, I immediately thought of the enemies that we have in common. So in other words, she got caught up in Umar's rhetoric. And she latched that struggle to what he was putting out there. But we've all found over the years that much of that was bullshit. All right? Did Griselda call a couple of people? Yeah, because she's a crazy motherfucker. But to actually, did that happen all the time? No. Let's see. Yeah, but that's basically it, y'all. But the point is this. A lot of y'all keep saying we needed to leave Umar alone. All right? Why are you attacking the brother? Why are you like black people some of us can't see a scam when it is. And even right now, some of y'all are too fucking stupid to see what's going on. But I just want to segue. What's up, Quandon 7, Byron Jones? What's up, Jonathan Ohin? But I just want to make a segue. And I've said many times, I don't have to cap for Lennon. I don't know Lennon. He seems to know the social media better than I do, so he can take care of himself. But I see now everybody, and I'm hearing a couple of people, now it's time, let's drag Lennon again. He's doing this too much. I don't watch Lennon every week. From time to time, I see his chat. I walk in, say hello, and then I'm going. All right? But this happened back in 2017. That's when Yvette talked about Umar. All right? 2017, that was 5 years ago. 2 years after his first time on The Breakfast Club. Which was a year after The Conscious Stripper. And all the other fuck shit that this guy has done over a decade now. Umar's been doing this. conservatively since 2019. But, I'm sorry, not 2009, excuse me. Because he put out that tweet on his Facebook post, this is going to open in 2012. That's when he started the scam. And so, 2012, 2015, he got on the Breakfast Club, a gigantic platform. And listen, he was spitting shit that you should already know. When you listen to Umar and some of the shit he says, he just says it in a more entertaining fashion than you. When you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, this, what is he saying that I don't know? But 2015, he got $500,000. 2017, $750,000 and a gang of support. So at $750,000, and by the way, he had $500,000 in 2015. The stripper happened in 2015. So he said, gee, somebody was going to give me $1 million, but they pulled out. Which now we find that's a lie. But if he got $1 million back then, he'd have 1.5 million. It's safe to say that he's collected more than that over the years. With the 750,000, with the gifts, donations. He collected way over, he couldn't fuck around. He may have collected 8 figures over 12 years. But Yvette and Lovely T, and he was on a reality show, and he had all these supporters around that time. But Yvette, she didn't attack this dude 4 years. 2017, late in 2018, Lennon comes on the scene. This is way after all this other shit happens. But you started, eventually, obviously he started, doing video after video, and then he kind of picked up steam, whatever. And, people started saying, why are you chasing the brother? Why are you attacking him? Why don't you leave the brother alone? All this other stupid fucking shit. Well, Yvette did that. Yvette stuck up for him. You heard her words. You heard how she stuck up for this motherfucker. And now 5 years later, she's like, you know what? Hold on a second. That tweet comes up. She looks back. And now she's saying what everyone else has been saying for the past fucking 5 years. If you want to say 3 years, okay. 3 years. 2019, he gets that trap ban. That's February. 2020, that's 1 year. 21, that's 2 years. 23 years, and he hasn't put shit in that school. But you said we got to leave him alone. Thanks, Humble King. Shout out. Thanks for the cash app, bro. Appreciate it. You said this. Well, here's a woman, a platform way bigger than Lennon. All right? Much more reach than Lennon. She has reach to people in mainstream. And she left him alone. She could have gotten people to hook Umar up. So she left him alone. Lovely T left him alone. All these people left him alone. And here we are. You got D. Durrell saying what we've been saying for the past fucking 5-10 years. But here's another thing that I find interesting. Y'all attack Lennon, which is fine. Everybody can get attacked. Anyone can get attacked. That's fine. You say Lennon is this and that, that's fine. But I've said a long time ago, what if Lennon stops? because you've attacked him because you said he's a bum, he doesn't take care of his family, all that. Okay, that's cool. I understand that. But you also attacked Humble King, calling him out of his name, doxing him, bringing up old things from his old life. Explain that. Humble King works and got a family, and he shows his family online. Explain that shit. You say Lennon is a bum and, he's got all these kids, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Humble King has a house and a full family, and that he vlogs every day. Explain attacking him. He was at that yoga shop. I went to the fucking yoga shop. Explain the attacks then. Explain the attacks on Make a Change, who you called Fake a Change. That's another one. Career. He does what I do, by the way. Career, family, owns real estate, all these things, but you attacked him. Who else did you attack? You know you had Negroes actually coming after professionals who assess what... You have people saying shit like, well, these so-called professionals are coming at him. They don't know what he's doing or how long it takes. Nigga, it takes long. It doesn't take that long to fucking build one school with 7 figures. They attacked Empowered Esquire. Did you know that? They attacked JT pocket watching. He just did another video today. Look in his community section. I can go down the list. Forget Lennon. Forget he even exists. Look at all the other... Mukasa, Africa. I did a video of something he wrote in 2014. And everything he wrote in that article in 2014, it still stands today about Umar Johnson. So, everything Yvette, but Becky Cedar, Yvette stuck up for Umar. Listen to this tape. Forget about her lifestyle and all that other shit. She stuck up for Umar Johnson. And now, here we are. And these are people who left him alone. And my point is, when you leave charlatans like this alone, and when you allow them just some of the things, we're like in high school right now, man. Tariq Nasheed, I gotta give him credit, he understands that. He understands that black people have a very low vibration. He has a low vibration. But he like Trump, understands that, listen, I'm an idiot, but at least I got self-esteem about my idiot. I'm an idiot, but there are big idiots who, if I put together this big character, they'll follow me and do anything. Tariq Nasheed, who is doing everything he can to thwart questions about that museum that we don't need. The man has a kid on the way with his light-skinned wife and his freaking... See if I still have this picture. Oh, yeah. Light-skinned wife and his freaking white mother-in-law at the Christmas tree. You know he shows her more than he shows his real mother. This was last year. But this is pro-black. Incredible, bro. But the point is, all these people, you said, hey, leave them alone. Let them do his shit. So, the point is, all right? I'm not caping for dude. But people want me to Say something about Lennon, Attack him. He's always, bro. If everybody left this, first of all, if there's some dude from all the way out in Utah doing a couple of videos, all right, it's stopping you from doing what you need to do in Delaware. I mean, at some point, you just got to call a scam a scam. And let me also say this. I find it interesting. A lot of you dudes, all right? In fact, let me just show you something. This is from my old video, and I just wanted to let you know why I'm so passionate about this. I do videos and other shit because it is a big world. There's a lot of other things to talk about besides some of these clowns, and I'm gonna take a comedic approach towards guys, these charlatans right now. And actually, I just learned, if you get a chance, go to Triple C Treehouse, her platform. As I forgot all about Polite, who was supposed to be arranged on Valentine's Day. Turned out that Negro pushed it all the way to May. All right, so he's just making a game out of this. So he's gonna basically keeps pushing it. Now this is gonna be on May, I believe on May 13th or something. May 13th. Yes, they did, Keith. Yes, they did. Bro. Yes, they did. All of these people for fucking Umar. And the reason I'm talking about Yvette is that Yvette bumped him up with a much bigger platform and she left him alone. Just like y'all said, leave a brother alone. Why are you going after one man? And now look at where we're at. What was I going to go and get into? Shit, I just lost my fucking train of thought. The fuck was I going to say? I just, let's see, I spoke about, I was just about to go somewhere else. What's up, information, man? What's going on, man? What's going on? Yeah, this is what I want to bring up. Guys, a lot of people came into this Umar sector, all right? Some of them, they have personal gripes with Umar, whatever. Like Sexy Toy Lady, who Umar stole or robbed her grandmother of thousands and thousands of fucking dollars for that school that he says he's not even gonna open a fucking sign on. Thousands of dollars. All right? Nyla, why would she lie about the money? She gave him thousands. Lovely T, the girl you just heard, this chick right here, she's got a couple of boys who are grown now. She gave him thousands. And again, think of her following. Thousands of dollars. See, again, and you heard how she was talking before, how like she was saying how the baby isn't black. She's like, the baby's not black, she's biracial. Again, I'm not subscribed to her. I'm not subscribed to Tasha K, but you know what? They have the mindset. They have a black mindset. All right. I know the gossip shit and the messy shit. I don't pay attention to that. But give that to them for having that type of mindset, like some sort of black mindset. All right. And I'm going to get into Tasha K later on because she did some fuckery before. But yeah. But thousands of dollars, these people. Thousands. So they have a gripe with them. Then there's other people, they're just lemmings. I spoke about this in the video before. Like some people can catch a scam. Some people want to give the person a chance. I gave the dude a chance. I said, let me buy his book. Whatever, let me help out a brother. Then there's the lemmings. It doesn't matter. Like we unlock that dude. Clings onto his nuts. It doesn't matter what Umar does. And then there's people who are the manipulators. people who get into this shit just for fucking clout. All they want is clout. They don't care if Umar wins. They don't care if he loses. I'm here for the clout. And there are people on the outside looking in who don't see what's going on. Information Man was interviewing that Marlon dude, that dude that did that rendering for Umar. All right. And this was a guy who did the labor for free. Remember, Umar, time and your labor, folks. Just give me your time. I don't got the money. I don't have the money. I just time and labor. Like a fucking slave master. Just give me your time and your labor, brothers and sisters. Well, that's a brother who put in his time and labor for a rendering. And while Information Man was doing that show, Brandon from Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. Now, I don't have any issues with Brandon. You know, we agree and disagree. We were actually talking on Dynasty's platform regarding Malcolm X. We were going back and forth. He's a conservative and he's a Republican and he's also a Pan-Africanist. You know, there's a lot of different, you know, levels with them. And, you know, you don't have to agree with everybody on YouTube streets. All right. But he came into that show while Information was interviewing Marlon Mack, and he attacked dude, saying, why don't we get behind him and what have you and blah, blah, blah. Now, understand, some people just don't know. There's a lot of people who just don't, they're not really looking. That's why I'm not going to scream and yell over what Tariq's doing. Some people are just not that invested in what Tariq is doing. They don't see that this dude stole 1.6. He just threw it out there, but you don't see. You're on the outside looking in. You don't see that he's running a fraud. And it's the same with Umar. He bought 2 trap bandos to like keep people at bay. That's why when you speak to them, they're like, yeah, well, he got the buildings. All right. And whatever. I mean, I'm not going to go after you if you truly don't know. Now, Brandon did say, look, if Umar's doing fuck shit, don't support him, which I respect. But he went on with alacrity onto that interview with Marlon Mack, and he was like, dude, why is he talking about him and attacking him? Maybe he has a different mind frame now. I don't know. What's up, NappyYankee? But yes, listen. If you don't know, because I didn't know, but I went down there and I visited the school, and it was dusty and it was dirty and it was run down and the sign wasn't changed. And I said, okay. And I saw the weed and seed sign. And some of you saw the video and you said, yeah, you really didn't prove anything. I really didn't. That video was fake. Darrell called the video fake. That's why I hated him for a minute. And I'm loving watching, him like bow out of this shit. Maybe. We'll see. But there are some people who truly have real reasons as to why Umar, I don't care what happens to him. I don't care how many times. People can do a video every day on Umar dragging that dude. I'm not for calling up businesses, stopping him from selling those bullshit books he has. I did a couple of videos back. Donald Trump's doing the same shit for an even worse book. And he's selling the book. That book is being sold for $1,000. So if you buy it and sell it on eBay. So I'm not knocking him for that. But I'm not going to save that dude either. Because after buying the book and trying to help the dude, I went down there and I saw this. Y'all know who this dude is? Look at this dude's tooth. You know who this guy is. Y'all remember him? That, my friends, is from my video. Put some ones up if you remember who this is. Put some ones up. that one guy, with all the fucking money that Umar collected, that's the guy who Umar conned to watch that dangerous era. I came there, I saw a dude, I was talking to dude. This motherfucker doesn't have a pot to piss in, and you know Umar ain't paying this dude any money. You were given hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe millions. And that's who you conned. You took a guy off the fucking street to watch a building. Go watch the fucking video and how dangerous that place is. And this one guy, an ex-boxer who's probably got injuries galore. This is a guy who he has sitting there. This is the guy who's going to be protecting the school. You couldn't hook up with NOI dudes. You couldn't get a security force. I came the week after the so-called fire happened. The fire never fucking happened. It was proven. He gotten that picture was fake. And he robbed Don. Yes. See, I have a reason why I'm like, fuck Umar. I don't care what happens to this dude. And if you see this and if you still feel, for some reason, you feel that this is nothing, get the fuck off my platform, man. Who needs the white man when you got this motherfucker? And after this video, everyone saw this fucking video. Months later, Dusty Don comes out. Months later, you had Dusty fucking Don. So with all the resumes and all the prepping work, he just did an interview the other day. Well, brother, we gotta do all the preparing and the prep work, and when we look at we gotta look at all the resumes and all the shit. And Dusty Don is the best thing you can come up with. And this is the guy you're gonna send to your kids to take care of your kids? Man, that's why. This is the reason why I'm like, fuck Umar. This right the fuck here. This right here. You see, let me say this about the whole Cookie Crush chat. A lot of people are saying, why are you going after a brother? Oh, I see you just attacking him, and you're picking at things, blah, blah, blah. But there was a time you guys were in the Cookie Cut chat enjoying yourselves, laughing at all the jokes, laughing and at all the all the videos and shit. But see, this right here, this was never a laughing matter for me. Because during that time, the pandemic hit. And a lot of people will let go from their jobs, including me. In the city. Like they had, where I was working, all right, it just hit like a ton of bricks. It was like, yeah, you're going home at 3 today. You're going home at 12 today. Well, we're closing at 6. I'm like, whoa. And then they're like, yeah, you know what? We're going to lay you off. And then I was on unemployment, and obviously they gave us an infusion. The shit just showed up in my bank account and shit. I'm like, oh shit. But folks, as I was working in the city, in New York City, over by Central Park, Columbus Circle. And every time I went to fuck home, all right, I would walk past people like this. He's actually in better position than they were. Homeless people, mainly black. Let me tell you something. We talk about reparations and shit, and we, obviously Yvette and what have you. Let me tell you something. No black in this country should be homeless. Now, I know homelessness, listen, there's a different dynamic. I listen, this homelessness isn't as cut and dry as people think. All right? There's a lot of men. Shaq, actually, it's funny. Shaq was doing an interview the other day with Susie Colbert, just Rich Eisen's wife. They do the show together, whatever. But Shaq was talking about, you know, how he was talking about Ben Simmons, because Ben Simmons' depression was coming up and everything, and he's like, you know, yeah, you know, he says he's depressed. I don't know nothing about depression, but I know depression. When I walk down in L.A., I see a lot of homeless people. See, that's depression right there. And I want to, you know, I'm thinking about going out there and spending 30 days homeless, you know, with somebody just to see how they live, blah, blah, blah. And he was actually talked out of it. You know, I mean, with all the buffoonery Shaq does, he does a lot of community work and charity work, as you know. But, you know, even if he did, I mean, how would that work? I mean, Shaq is, it's safe to say Shaq would stick out like a sore thumb. All right. So, I mean, it's safe to say he'd stick out like a sore thumb. So I don't think it would work. Plus, the person that made a good point in that, the mental issue that's with homelessness. You can actually give a homeless person a house and they'll find a way to leave it. There are some people who are homeless, you know, that want to be homeless. It's like they checked out of society. Like, I don't want to be involved with this society. I don't believe in taxes and this and that. And they choose to be homeless, believe it or not. Believe it or not. But this motherfucker right here, all right? You mean to tell me, I'm like, when I walk through the city and when I seen this, and it's not just black people, but it's mainly black folks. And I'm going to tell you a little secret, all right? If I'm walking around, like, no matter how much money I got, if I see a black person asking for money now, you know, depending on where I'm at, I'm going to give them money. If you're white in this country, and you can call this racist all you want, this country's literally made for you, all right? Tailor-made for you, and it's made to down us, all right? I'm giving black people money. You know, you need $1 or something. And I've had situations where I've actually walked in and bought someone lunch, and they don't need it. Again, there's a mental issue with homelessness. So that was good advice they gave to Shaq. But this Negro grabs this dude, this guy. I want you to look at this guy right here. An ex-boxer, flabby as fuck, calls him a security guard. I go there. You don't know what I'm about. And he's telling me what shift come on, bro. Go watch the video, the Weed and Seed video. He's telling me what shift he's working. So stop telling me to leave this motherfucker alone. This was in 2019. Other shit has happened as well. Now, there's many things right now to talk about on this planet. All right? We can talk about Loretta Lynch's cunt ass. I shouldn't even say that. I got to block that out or they'll shut down the video. That trick, who's basically, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the money for, maybe she needs the money. I don't know why she's doing it. But she's defending the NFL against Brian Flores, who, good for Mike Tomlin, who hooked him up with a job in the Steelers. But you're defending the NFL, really, miss? Seriously? Yeah, I mean, it's like some of these people, I mean, you work for the president, for Obama. The optics look horrible. You mean to tell me you couldn't turn that down and get another job? Anyway, You got her. What's up, Identity? How you doing? Oh, really, Keith? Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I hope you're back on your feet. Yeah, listen. This right here, I mean, like I said, there's other things. I'm still gonna get to your boy, you know, to this bastard right here. I mean, he's still on deck, so just letting you know, I'm still, and let me say that documentary. Listen, nothing bad, but go check out the documentary. All right, it didn't hurt him at all. I just wish people would stop being stupid, but anyways, you're gonna look at this. Look at this shit. This is abuse in the world. How many? Put some ones up if you have any parents. Put some ones up if you got any parents. And you're gonna look at this and you're gonna be like, you know, yeah, well, you know, I mean, whatever, bro. This shit. No, folks, this shit pissed me off right here. This pissed me off. Many of us are a paycheck or a health issue from joining these dudes. Many of y'all. I know the pimp and other people and the rappers, they brainwash you into thinking that you stunting and shit. You are a paycheck or a health issue away from joining them. How? Explain. We know that Papa's a good talker. Tell me how he's going to explain this shit. This is just one infraction. Ridiculous. I'm just some shit like this. Who needs a white man, folks? Let's go into the chat. What's up, Muslim? What's up, Donald Rice? Let's see. Double exposure. Oh, listen, eat a dick. You were one of the you were part of the good guys. Man, eat a dick. Seriously. Umar doesn't even know who you are. Man, eat a dick. Seriously. No, don't block that dude. Suck a dick. All right. In fact, if you, I may even let you up here. Just seriously. Okay, fucker. Hold on. Let me find this real quick. All right. Just so you know, I've been closer to Papa than you, bitch nigga. This is me. This is me. This is Papa. I bought the fucking book. But the point of this video, all right? Yvette Carnell, all right? Whether you, look, the ADOS movement is dead, all right? It's a bullshit movement. You're not getting reparations with ADOS, all right? You're not getting reparations. It's called militant integration, all right? Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks, who lives in California, let the pimp walk around and stunt him. He didn't even go down to Leonard, or where was that? Crenshaw, to where that building is, where the museum was supposedly going to be, which is still for sale, by the way. And that dude hasn't even spoken about it. Instead, he's talking about celebrities. He's talking about Jay-Z. He's a freaking coward. At least Yvette got some balls. All right. And she went after those dudes. But listen, bro. I've already met dude. All right. Let double exposure stay here. All right. Obviously, he loves to. Obviously, he's on Umar's nuts. In fact, just double exposure. Why don't you do this? And I'm just going to leave it out there just for you. I'm not really going to be, having any guests up right now, but I just want double exposure. Let's see if you have any guts. Just you. Come up and tell me how Umar's nuts tasted last night. All right? Come up. Just double exposure. That's it. Just him. All right? Since you want to suck his balls. But the bottom line is, Yvette Carnell did that. Everything that you say, leave him alone about how she did that. She did that. It was 4 years ago. It was like 5 years ago. Let them be. What happened to common sense? Eli, let him be. Lovely Tila, everybody left him alone, and this dude hasn't even changed the fucking sign. So when you bring up, and I've named the names, you've attacked, you can, like I said, I'm not Lennon's, bodyguard. All right? And it is his channel. Let him do what he wants. And as I said, y'all were having a lot of fun in that Cookie Crush chat. A lot of fun bashing Umar. That wasn't what I was doing. I was not making parody videos. Yeah, I spoke about some of the clown shit he did. But I wasn't making any parody videos about him because this shit right here, this was what was serious about me. This is what made me immediately turn on Umar. This. And like I said, if this is not something, and to be fair, listen, most of the people, even though they're kind of throwing, most everybody in this sector, they know that Umar's full of shit. They understand that. But what I'm saying is, it was never a parody for me. This was serious business because of this. Couple of things. I'm leaving it alone. Obviously, double exposure. You can run over to TNN's platform and survey booty holes, which is what y'all were doing. So now, and I'm gonna get to TNN because he actually came up. There's a few things, but let me deal with this right here. But that's what I wanted to say about the Yvette Carnell, the ADOS. I mean, like I said, ADOS is dead. All right. They're not getting you reparations, folks. Check this out. She's moved to Patreon. She's talking about, but you heard her in that clip. Listen back to the clip where she was saying, "Oh, blacks ain't got no money. They did blah blah blah." But she's in Patreon now. That's all you need to know. That's it. But I want to discuss this for a second. All right, some of y'all probably know about what happened with Tommy Sotomayor. All right, Tommy Sotomayor, obviously, he had gotten the news recently. And by the way, just hit the like button, share, subscribe. Especially if you're a content creator, share it. Obviously, when you share it, people, going through these YouTube streets, they pass your channel, they see this. Hit the like button, gets into the algorithm. More people will see it. ADOS people will get excited, maybe come in and leave me some shitty comments. I don't give a shit. Movement's dead. I don't know what to tell you. And quite honestly, your leadership is weak. And to be even more blunt, I don't think that this right here, I really don't think that this one is going to lead you over into reparations. It's not, you're asking a woman, and this is not being chauvinist, all right, to lead the charge in getting you reparations, and the man who she's joined at the hip with, I just demonstrated what a cowardly BITOACH this dude is. I think, how do you say the word? Like BEYOATHTCH? That's what he is. Full blown. So that dude is not leading you anywhere. But like, share, and subscribe, folks. But let's just get back to this. Apparently Tommy was on Fresh and Fruity's podcast, Fresh and Fruity, who tends to be in all sorts of shit. You know, obviously, what's funny about Fresh and Fruity is this, and I call him Fruity because you've seen the pictures of him in bed with dudes. Listen, bro, it's just something that to be laid up in bed with dudes and hugging on them and stuff. Hey, maybe he has a good explanation. Maybe he has a good explanation about. Let me see if I have that, because I don't know him like that. But yeah, this listen, yeah, here it is. Give me a second, y'all. But I just Myron Gaines, that's the Arab guy or Libyan guy or whatever. I mean, bro, you just listen. This right here, you gotta explain this. So, something's up with that. You're the guy who's supposed to tell us how to get all the girls and stuff. But this takes some explaining as to how you find yourself in this position. I'm just saying you got to explain that, because I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that happens. But anyways, apparently Tommy Sotomayor went on their platform and they invited him on to talk about whatever, and they also invited this chick on who tends to be a regular. All right, apparently Tommy Sotomayor and this chick right here, they knew each other briefly. I mean, Tommy, I guess, he has a propensity to fly whores out to his house because he has an OnlyFans. Okay, Tommy Sotomayor does porn on his OnlyFans. As a matter of fact, hold on. As a matter of fact, to be exact, this is not fiction. This is all fact. Because a long time ago, many eons ago, I did a video, okay, on Tommy Sotomayor, because I was shocked. This guy is actually, and here it is, Tommy Sotomayor is putting out sex tapes. All right? And as you can see, that woman, she's dark-skinned. And what was funny about this video, by the way, is, I'm not going to play. This is like a 5-minute video. I was just like, what? Here's what's funny about this video. Oh, yeah, let me go down. What's funny about this, all of his minions came after me, but not just them. Whatever happened to Dippin', by the way? I haven't seen Dippin' in a minute. But not just his minions. And keep going down. Gee. Okay. Hold on, because I'm almost sure. Hold on. No. Yeah. Let's see. I'm almost sure that he came in. And this is when I was I was like a little bitty, itty bitty platform. I don't even think I had reached 1,000 at that point. But the point is, Tommy Sotomayor himself, as Stargate came on, he responded to this. Now, I don't know if maybe his not here because he, maybe he changed or he had got a new platform or what have you. But yeah, Tommy Sotomayor himself commented on this shit. He himself commented on this. Now, let me see if I can, yeah. This is Tommy, yeah. In his OnlyFans. So basically, this dude does porn on the side. he does softcore porn, and he pays these women like $2,500, and from what I understand, it's something that's not protected and what have you, whatever. It's just kind of weird that a guy who's reached such heights, being a broadcaster, has to resort to this. But the bottom line, he invited them over, and he does this with black women. And some people may ask, why is Tommy Sotomayor paying black women to bang him on camera? And the answer is simple. Why was he doing this with black women if he hates them? Well, the answer is simple. Because he hates them. That's why. And he wants to show the world that they're whores. That's it. Why he'd sleep with them on camera, that's the reason. So, but anyway, I guess he flies this chick down and things go left. All right. So he met this girl before. So I guess this was the week before he goes on the Fresh and Fit program, and he gets on the Fresh and Fit program. And for some reason, this girl, who obviously does this professionally as far as prostituting herself, Fresh and Fit decides to sit this woman next to Tommy. And most of y'all, if you've been watching, probably seen the video. And Tommy, they both get into a big argument. And, it was a setup because, let's face it, Fresh and Fit knew what happened, and he decided to sit them both together. And they get into scuffling. And this woman, from what I saw, swung on this dude first. Now, Tommy was saying bitch and all this other stuff that he does. And, touch me, bitch, and whatever. And she's supposedly a big woman. She's like 5'7", 5'8", which is pretty tall for a woman, right? But, and Tommy, I didn't know he was like 6'4". I didn't know that, but whatever. But Tommy, who's looking to beat up a woman, right? But she swung first. And I was saying this on Propane Oakley's channel about this woman. I'm like, or about this situation. This situation, the way it was set up with her swinging on him and those two kind of go. This is like if Rihanna and Chris Brown were caught on camera. Right? If Rihanna and Chris Brown, if that happened on camera, the only difference is, unlike this chick that you're looking at, Rihanna didn't have any bodyguards or men to step in between them. So, Fresh and Fit, who just a couple weeks ago was bashing dark-skinned women, everyone knows that Tommy Sotomayor has a problem with black women, particularly dark-skinned women. And he set this woman up who he had a bad situation with next to them, and he set them up to basically have a viral moment. All right. I don't believe that Tommy was in on it. I think that basically they just, this seemed too real, because you got Tommy, you got everybody going after him, like Angela Stanton King and Kwame Brown, of course, Mr. Skinny. All of his enemies are going at him. But Tasha K decides to step into the fracas, right? So this chick right here goes on Tasha K, and I guess Tommy Sotomayor has filed a lawsuit against this woman, right? And she's, obviously she doesn't have any money like Tommy does. She basically, sleeps around for a living. But when she went on Tasha K's show, Tasha K, who I have championed on this platform just for some of the stances she takes. I'm not, the ratchet shit, we know about all the ratchet shit she does. I get it. But I have championed this woman for some of the stances she takes against celebrities. The problem I'm finding with Tasha K, she lets her emotions cloud her judgment. All right? She went after Cardi B. Yes, Cardi B's a slut. She's not black. She makes black people look bad and all this. I get that. I understand. She's not a representative for black people. So Tasha K understands that. But at the same time, you can't lie on her. You can't just make up shit. You don't have to make up shit with Cardi B. All right? So it just loses your credibility. So she doesn't like Tommy Sotomayor or Fresh and Fit. But she invites this girl on her program, and the girl was clearly in the wrong, taking the swing on Tommy. Regardless of what you think about dude. Regardless of what you think about dude. Because Tommy is clearly looking, he's begging for a reason to beat up a woman. This is who he is. He doesn't fight men. That dude, PK Boom up in Harlem, that's a smallish dude. I told you, Tommy, from what they said, he's a tall guy. Dude punched him right in the face. Tommy started crying. Tariq Nasheed. Okay, Tariq is a big dude, but still, you threaten the dude, he pulls up on you, you got to show. And he didn't show. And many other instances as well. Look, I don't think, Kwame is a tough guy, they say, but Kwame, I'll tell you what, he's got a height and weight advantage on Tommy. So Tommy, I guess he probably got a couple of guns or whatever. But with your track record with men, and you supposedly live 20 minutes away from Tommy, and you threaten, and from Kwame, you threaten him for a fight? So this chick right here, she's talking about, she swung on dude. She's clearly running around now on big platforms for a money grab, but Tasha K, she's capable. She's like, it doesn't matter. You're not supposed to hit a woman. Some other woman came on her platform, if you check out the video, basically saying, this chick from Chicago, basically telling this woman, like, yo, you can't put your hands on a man. And Tasha was adamant. Like, nah. Did something happen to you, girl? Something happened? Again, clouding her judgment. Yeah, Tommy's a bitch made. I get that. I understand all of that. I get all of that. But you can't put your hands on a dude. All right? When I heard Michi X talk about, yo, if I see you, Boyce, I'm going to pull up on you. No, you won't. Boyce is another one. Boyce, all his fights are with women. All right? He's always getting in scuffle. He doesn't do shit like that to men. Why? Because men are going to approach him. But you as a woman, a smallish woman too, you're just going to pull up on Boyce and hit him? And he's not going to do anything? So yeah, I mean, that's just a bad example. Yeah, we already know. You already know about Tommy and what he's about. We get that. We get that. You can't put hands on men. Because you're going to run into a dude, especially men nowadays, mostly raised by women, strong feminine energy, a lot of these dudes. And you're going to run up on them and you're going to put hands on them? Nowadays? That's a bad look, man. That's, Tasha's like, for her to promote it like that. And again, she doesn't like Fresh and Fish or Tommy. I get it. Two lame platforms. I understand that. All right. But that's just a bad message, bro. That's a bad message to give to a woman who, listen, she should have been talking about her about saying, listen, we're going to get you out of the prostitution business. That's where she didn't even do that. She just said, look, we want to get you out of the prostitution business. So you don't have to fly and, because if you see the interview, this chick was just basically manipulating the whole thing. And Tasha shouldn't have let her emotions, do that to her. But yeah. Yeah, she's going on a promo tour. But listen, this is short money, man. It's not real money. It's short money. It's short money. There's also something else I wanted to touch on. Why y'all listen to Charleston White, by the way? I mean, what? Charleston White's a fool. Why y'all listen to this dude? Why do people listen? I mean, there's nothing funny about this dude. All right? Fuck DMX. I'm glad he's dead. Fuck George Floyd. Fuck Malcolm X. Fuck. I mean, you know what I want to see Charleston White do? when something major happens in the black community, like a Sandy Hook type of situation happens in the white community, go online and start talking shit immediately. I'm talking right when, as the wound is still open, immediately talk shit about him. All right, immediately talk shit. I don't get it. What entertains some cats? What is the purpose of saying fuck Malcolm X? And there's a lot of these dudes that get online and talk shit about people who you couldn't hold the weight of their freaking on a pimple on their ass. You can critique a person, but be like, fuck him. I'm like, okay, so who's your leader then, nigga? If you don't have a leader, that's fine. Who do you see you can read and as for leadership? Because everybody learns from somebody. I sure as hell ain't learning from you. I mean, everything with some of us has to have a punchline. Everything has to have a punchline with with some black folks, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now, I just want to end this by, look. Actually, I'm going to get my photo. I'm getting a little bit better with my Photoshop. And a little bit better with my Photoshop, which is good. But let me see if I find the right one. Here he is. Here you go. All right. Let me say, none other than Tifus himself. All right? This bastard. All right? It's obvious this dude wanted to talk some shit. Okay? And, he decided to, answer my video, and here's the thing with this dude. Here's the thing, right? Hold on, let me just get a better picture. That Photoshop wasn't finished, but hey, I'm getting a little bit better. Let me just, back to this fake ass, clown reverend. See, the thing is, he's gonna sit down, he's gonna lie. And I know that other people have said not to answer this dude, and I'm not gonna answer. But when you get to the point when you just say shit and you're gonna lie about shit, you gotta stop it, bro. All right? He was mad because I brought up the church that he was at and said, "Oh, I may have a problem with white people. So what if I go to a white church?" And then he said that, "Oh well, I've been there for 11 years and I've already gone through the fact, as to why black people." Here's what he said. And it's just so much weirdo shit that's coming from this dude. Like, he said that he wants a church where gays are, he wants black people to announce that they're gay, right? As opposed to you go to the black church and it's obvious that, there are gays in the church. I said, no, I want you to be proud of when you're gay, to the point where you walk in the church and, basically a same-sex couple comes in holding hands without shame. And again, I'm just, as a man who's that, why is that so important? Why is that number one of so important? Then he says he's been in a white church for 11 years. All right. And he's taking his kids there and blah, blah, blah. And you can go listen to that shit anyway. You can go listen to his, he said, "I've been in a white church for 11 years and I feel comfortable here, and they're really acceptable of the LGBT church." And then he said, he started to come at me and say, "Well, what's wrong with being with white people?" And he started to call me racist. First of all, most of my family members, all right, many of my family members, unless they're in Jamaica, obviously, or whatever, in the States, my closest family members, like really close, they go to white churches. When my mother passed, my mother went to a white church. The guy the reverend whose church I went to, whose church had her funeral, it was a white reverend. All right? I have close family. Some of my favorite family members, they swirl. Then he tried to say, oh, that I hate women because I put him in basically I photoshopped him in a wig. Bro, I mean, he said, what's wrong being called a girl? A lot. if you're a dude, dudes don't want to be called girl or feminine or whatever. And why did I say call you Girl Palmer? And why did I put you in that Photoshop? Well, actually, it's women. It's Carrie who called you a Karen, which she is 100% correct. In fact, every woman who've criticized you have said you are feminine as fuck. That's not me. Why do so many women, why are they so against you then, except the crazy ones you got over there? Everything's so off about this dude. Yeah, you go to your job and you probably work with white. Yeah, I work with white people. And guess what? There are white gays that work in my job too. So what? They're all over. See, again, but you mentioned that I talked for 2 hours about you, which is a lie. All right? See, you stepped over the guy, that professor that talked about making pedophilia legal. You didn't speak about that. You didn't speak about Bishop Tutu's daughter. That you just stepped over that one. You didn't want to talk about that at all. All right? You stepped over the Jamaican woman, or the fact I talked about Jamaica. It's almost like I'm being more of an advocate for this than you are. Because you don't talk about shit on your channel. You talk about you do shit that queens do. Then you said, oh, well, you got the fat Gerald, that's an old picture. Dude, that picture's like 2 years old. What you talking about? You talking this picture right here, the fat slovenly picture that he had. And then he said, oh, well, why are you bringing all my church members in this? Nobody's bringing no church members into nothing. All right? Basically, this is all your name is. You yourself said your name is all over the internet. You type in Google your shit. You go to images. You find the Facebook. I swear, this dude is just a fool. I couldn't have a real platform if all I did was bash white people and bash gays and say the F word and all that other shit. I wouldn't have a real platform. People would ignore me. I don't need to go over the top like that. It's you that's the sensitive bitch. Then he said, oh, we're going to have a call-in service. And guess who was on his platform, by the way? Ghost was allowed in his platform. Did you know that? Tianon was in his chat. So Tianon, who passed around, who basically tried to ruin you, him and the people he was with, now he's your friend. Oh, well, T, you're okay. This guy again, they're not gonna attack me or call me a criminal or anything. She can try to. She's full of shit. They can't do that because I'm hitting them with shit they can't answer. You won't address these things. You lied saying that I said that your church is about recruiting gays and all. I never said that. But I'm not going to go back and forth with a clown like you. All I'm going to say is what is. You're a fake reverend. All right? you're probably a homosexual, or somebody real close to you is. You don't want to talk about these things. I've already brought up examples. See, again, you've seen the emails, you heard the audio. You judge. You make the judgment. I don't have to say anything more. Guarantee if I go over to his platform, he's gonna block me, so what's the point? Then he said, oh, I can't go over to their platforms. You go ahead and listen to my video again. Listen to how I approached him. Listen to the audio. And fuck all of those dudes over there. They would never, just like this dude, whoever this, one up you, whoever this dude is, listen, they're not going to come up here and speak to me anyway, so who gives a fuck? But I'm just saying, man, these guys, and that other guy, the Alan Logic dude, I don't want to start any, I'm going to listen to that tape. This man did a video talking about would blacks live longer if they were in prison? Some stupid shit like that. It's just like some intellectual coon bullshit. All right? Would blacks live longer if they were in jail? And just from the little that I've heard, I just want to go by the few things that I've heard, because they're in a structured environment where people are telling them what to do, that they'll live longer. And he was making the comparison saying, well, black people out, almost like we are unable to function without somebody telling us what to do. I have to listen to that video again. It's just some goofy shit. I mean, I just... Listen, man. What is it called? Let me go see if I can find it, and then we're done for the night. But everybody over there, all those guys are clowns. Is prison actually better for black people? That's what this was. I mean, come on, bro. I can't, bro. Listen, listen, hit the like button, hit the share, subscribe. Listen, thanks for coming through. Got 2 hours in this building. Listen, go subscribe to Shakim Ra. My earbuds are about to die. I'll definitely rewatch. Yeah, Peace Out Keith, Muslim. Back a book. Clark. Dr. J. Kelly. All right. Byron Jones, Identity Withheld. Yeah, I'm not going to go back with that dude anymore. I just think all of them cats over there are just fucking stupid. And you mean to tell me that bitch is going to call up Carrie's job? I mean, listen, personally, this is why you don't cam up. You can't cam up for people like that. It's just stupid. Call up her job for what? For what? Anyway, Cyber5, everybody in the building. Shakim Ra, thanks, bro. You never go toe-to-toe with a man like a female. The onus is on the man. Yeah, thanks for the super chat, y'all, bro. Yeah, I mean, you don't, basically, the onus on the man to always show control his emotion, because women are dominated by the emotion. Tommy is wrong all around, in my opinion. Yeah. But she shouldn't have swung on him, all right? She can't do that. Again, think Rihanna and Chris Brown. Rihanna didn't have any men to step between that. And you saw the result at the end of the day. Dominique, and everybody that's coming. Check out Information Man, by the way. And like I said, I'll see what I do to get Tommy. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Dippin'. I don't know what happened with that. Yeah, Tommy is a cancer. Tommy's a piece of shit. Yeah, double exposure. I guess you're a troll. And fuck out of here. I shouldn't have lost my temper to a fucking troll. Yeah, why is Umar Johnson talking about HBCUs with none of his 6 degrees? Oh, shit. I mean, bomb right there. Yes, you are right. You are so right, Black Butterfly. But that's how they all are. Him, Cornell West, Mike Laird, all these guys. All of them, they don't, a lot of them, they don't go they don't go to black colleges. So, yeah. But I didn't know nobody's like Skanky Yankee, their thoughts, opinion. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna deal with someone who's that pussified as you, bro. So, but yeah. Oh, do you know Nala and Taz? Let me ask you that, Keith. Do you know Nala and Taz? Maybe it's somebody else, but I just heard, that, if you know them, I mean, again, if it's water under the bridge, it's water under the bridge. But you just hear things, and I'm just like, if it's not you, then it's not you. But there's just a lot of weird shit that happens online, and a lot of this stuff gets kind of taken offline, and it just goes to a different level. So I'm just okay. So it's not you then. Forget about it. That's fine. It's just not you. Yeah, man. But that's the last time I will try to make it the last time, and I address that dude. But you know what? Let me go ahead and let you up, bro. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? I just came up to answer a question or bring up you said something about someone saying that will black society be better if we were in prison? Any black person that would say something like that out of their brain is I don't like to use the word, but that's a person who has a brain that is not fully developed. They are infantile in their brain thinking. Black people being in prison would not be healthy for us. When you think about what goes on in prison, that's an idiot on YouTube who knows nothing about prison, never have been in an environment to know what goes on and how some of the health issues that inmates go through if they're being given bad health services. We've had women that are in prison that have died in prison because of poor health, where there's been lawsuits, and we have people that age faster because of maybe they're eating poor food, they're stressed out. That individual is stupid. I work within a prison environment, and one of the number one things that guys struggle with in prison is stress and depression, because they are either locked up away from their families, they're locked up in a box, which is not normal for a human to be locked up in a box, which is why some people go have mental breakdowns in prison and begin to harm themselves, cut themselves, hear voices. Because when you put a man in what we call in California, they have these things called shoe terms, where you are in isolation. And when you're in isolation for a year, 2 years, whatever the case is, it can definitely have debilitating effects on the brain cells in the mind. And also there's more violence in prison because people are sort of squeezed together. But when you give people something to do productive in prison, crime in prison can go down when guys have something to do and they can stretch their legs out and they can move around. That's why it's important to have recreational programs in the system. So that individual, whoever that is, that person who would dare to make a video like that, they are an idiot. I've got years of experience in these environments, and I'm telling you right now, that is no place for black people to be at, because it gives you structure and so forth. That would save us. That's an idiot. There is chaos in a prison environment for your mind mentally. And the only structure that you have in prison is the fact that you're locked up You eat at a certain time. They have you go to bed at a certain time. They turn the lights off at a certain time. Symbolically, lights are not literally turned off. Some guys are able to turn the lights off themselves if the cell has a way for them to manipulate their lighting. But you're basically we call it in California, it's called programming. You're being programmed to, like a robot, to do certain things and behave in certain ways. And then to the point where I have dealt, NappyYankee, with guys personally that when they have a parole date, they are afraid to go back to the community. Why? Because they've been institutionalized. Everything has been done for them in the prison, and they don't know what they can do outside in the community because they're scared about where they're going to live at, what kind of job opportunities. So you actually hurt people's development skills by confining them. Anybody that would say that has to be a goddamn fool.
Well, here's what I did. I left in the private chat, I put the link to his little lecture. Like I said, I didn't see the whole thing.
I would eat his lecture up. He has no qualifications. I debate him anywhere, anytime. He has no qualifications. I would like to know what is his qualifications in education to make such a statement. I mean, at one point in time, NappyYankee, they said that, before they had the prison system, what was the place that they would send people to? They would say the military. Right. They even gave people a choice. Do you want to go to the military? You want to go to prison? Guess what people usually would pick? They would pick the military, even though you could say the military is a form of social control, but people still saw the military is more freedom than being in a prison. So anybody that makes a statement like that tells me that they're not very well educated. They're not very well schooled in what prison is about and what it was originally designed for. And you have men in there that want to get, I don't know. I mean, so if that's the only alternative for black people to be saved is to put us in incarceration, is that what he's saying, NappyYankee?
Well, like I said, I didn't hear the whole video. Now I've heard other crazy things that this guy has said before, but to me, sometimes some guys do things that's called intellectual cooning. It's almost like, well, the family structure was better during slavery, stuff like that, and so when I'm gonna, it's an hour, 20 minutes long. I wouldn't even get involved with this dude, but some of the things that I've heard were problematic. And again, it's just, I'm almost sure, just based on what he said before, and it's like, it's not going to make sense, but the link is there. It's, he's sitting there with the green screen behind him and he's just talking. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? So that's basically it. But you can listen to it. The guys.
No, I'm not going to waste my time with it, even listening to it, because I know from my experience that what he's saying is based in no scientific proof, no empirical data. And I know from experience that a man and a woman being incarcerated does a lot to their mind mentally. And I treat people who are going through that at work all the time that are just like, hey, I want to be out of this place. I can't take being in this place. I'm away from my family. So, I mean, is he trying to say that woman and man and child should all be locked up together? Is that the audacity of what he's saying?
One of the things he was saying, I did hear this. He said that people in prison live longer. That's what he said. He said, if you're in prison, you live longer, which I'm like, okay, how?
Okay. He is full of bullshit. I can give you, we go through this every year in NappyYankee. Every year we have a block training at work, right, and we talk about suicide rates. Do you know that the suicide rates in prison are damn near equaling up to what we have in society? So this is a person that's talking uneducatedly without realizing that there's high suicide rates in prison. Oh, did I not mention this too? There's high violence in prison. At any given time, you could be shanked and stabbed by somebody, because in prison, NappyYankee, there's something called prison politics. Even if you're not a gang member, You have to deal with the prison politics. You know what they do in prison, NappyYankee? Yeah. Guys will trade their canteen and their snacks, their food as currency. And if you get yourself caught up in a situation where you owe people stuff because you're bartering, you could have your life threatened. We have guys all the time who get very upset when they can't purchase large amounts of canteen because they owe people stuff. So just like in a society, you have people in prison who want to do you harm and take what you have. And then you develop this paranoia. I deal with guys who don't even want to come out and be around guys on the yard, a small yard, because they're concerned about, well, something could happen. I got a parole date coming and I don't want nothing to jump off. So this is a person who doesn't know what they're talking about, because you have people get killed in prison. People die before they're supposed to die. People age faster. Oh, and you have in some of these prisons, sometimes not the best medical treatment in the. So he doesn't know what he's talking about.
And the rape. And obviously,
right. You're also in prison where somebody might want to rape you. Somebody might want to use you because you got resources from your family sending you stuff. And they may say, man, if you want, if you want protection, especially if you're like a square dude, you come in there, you need protection. They're going to be pressuring you if you're not connected to these gangs in the prison system. Then, not to mention, let's be honest, you have correctional officers, some that might be, how can I say this, a little corrupt. So you don't know how they're treating you. So you got to deal with the correctional officer telling you what to do, the people around you who may be against you. And in prison, it's tribal. When something goes down, if the Hispanics fight the blacks, and even if you're not in the gang, you gotta fight for your tribe. And if you don't get involved sometimes, and you're on the yard in a situation, your own people that look like you will look at you, even if you're not in their gang, and say, "Oh, you didn't put any work out there with us. You was over here trying to stay out of it. When the white boys came on the yard trying to start beef with us, you didn't even join in and help." See, these things go on, and this is why this person who did that video, it's obvious to me that they don't have any working idea of what the hell they're talking about.
And listen, the show Oz, if you've ever seen it on HBO, that didn't look too healthy to me.
You know what? You know what I'm gonna do, NappyYankee? Yeah. And maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I'll create a beef that I don't want to get it. I don't want, but maybe I should look at that video and critique that video on my channel and break that shit down and show how idiotic this person is.
Like I said, I heard some of the things that he said. I know that he said that. He said that they talking about straight. It sounded like it was black people need structure, and I'm like, you're gonna use this as an example. It sounded like that, but I'm gonna be fair because he's with those guys over there. I'm gonna be fair and I'm gonna listen to it. But the title of it is "Prison Actually Better for Black People?" Or
what group is he a part of?
He's anti-Afro-Bengali. Me and those guys. I mean, I can't even call it a beef. I just think they're idiots. But it's just things just kind of went left with them. But he's a guy on YouTube that likes clout and drama, and that's what.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to give him any clout. No, I could dry roast him. I could roast him, cook him with barbecue sauce, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. Just on the premise alone is such BS.
Yeah.
Now you got me curious about it. Drop that link. Now you got me curious. I didn't want to watch it, but now
it's in the private chat. Like I said, he's sitting there in the green room. Thanks, I appreciate it. Like I said, I'll probably give it a listen and see what it's about, but I'm almost sure I'm gonna be giving myself massive face palms tomorrow as I'm listening. So, but check it out, man. But
do you have the link? I don't see the link in the chat room.
No, it's in the private chat. I'll put it in the regular chat too. Hold on.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see. I'm tripping. The private.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Let me click that real quick so I can see what nonsense this is.
Yeah, so it's like I said, it's an hour 20 minutes. Listen to it. I'm gonna check it out tomorrow, and I'm like.
So the basics is basically why black people would be better off if we were incarcerated, even though black men, we are incarcerated at high numbers. So what the hell is he? See, this is what's crazy about it, about the logic. You have large amounts of black men who are incarcerated in prison with other populations, and it has not been good for our community. It has not been good for black men that are in there that are innocent of their crime. And I got to be honest, it hasn't been good for black men who go into prison who are already criminal minded, and then they come back out of prison worse than they were when they went into prison. That's been proven that it causes you to become worse sometimes because you go in there having to fight in there and you come back out with that prison attitude.
It's funny that you say Logic because that's the guy's name, Alan Logic.
Oh, it's bullshit.
But, yeah, so let right. I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna be fair. That's the name of it. Those are little bits that I heard from it, and right. I'll listen and I'll be like, okay, let me see what it's about.
Right.
But I have a feeling that the face palms are gonna be coming hard to me.
Right. Not to mention that when you see guys walking around with their pants below their ass like they got a bowel movement, a lot of that clothing that the rappers were wearing with the baggy pants, that comes out of prison culture. Because in prison, they don't give you a belt because they're concerned that you will potentially hang yourself. So a lot of guys in prison get used to wearing their pants below themselves, and it has two messaging in it. One, it was a way to offer yourself for sex to other men in prison, but it was also because they didn't have a belt to keep their pants up, and guys like to would just wear their pants baggy. So when those brothers came out of prison that were getting into the rap game because they did time in prison, they became, because they were institutionalized, NappyYankee, they became used to their pants being baggy. And so they just made it fashionable within the rap music and the clothing. And then other people like kids begin to mimic what the rappers were doing coming out of the West Coast with the gangster rap by wearing the pants below the butt, because that was prison culture that became mainstream. And now you got people and kids today wearing their pants like that and don't even understand that they're promoting gang culture and they're promoting homosexuality. And just like you saw on the halftime show where you had them coming out there dancing in them khaki outfits, those khaki outfits were just another form of prison outfits. So you see how it influences our culture, some of our culture. But I'm going to step down. I appreciate you giving me the time to speak.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate it, sir. And again, just listen to it. I wouldn't waste my time contacting dude, but like I said, I have a feeling that Alan Lynn's going to bring no logic, but I'll give him a shot though. And thanks for coming on, bro.
All right, man. Take care. Great show tonight. Great points made. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That was Information Man. Make sure you check out that man's show, Information Man Show. All right. And he has shorts and he has news, and he breaks down some good subjects and has interviews and all of that. Structure control will be beneficial for all of us. Real widespread is serving as a base for broader monitoring and surveillance. He might have been there. It wouldn't shock me, Keeper, if he was. All right. But this is Alan, no logic. And, I'm just going by the bits and pieces I heard. I'm like, oh my God, I was at work, so I didn't want to, I didn't have time to listen, but I will listen tomorrow, and, whatever. Thank you so much, y'all, for coming through. I appreciate it. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the cash apps. And take heed for what I said regarding this. Big up on yourself, man. Have a safe night, and be good. Peace.